Hello everyone and welcome to another Draft a Day video here. My name is Jeff Hoagland and as always we're drafting some Hex TCG 665 still for a good long while. And this first pack, this is going to be one of the many times in this draft format where I don't think it's right to pack one, pick one. The rare Evolve Tactics is kind of slow and clunky, and I don't think the wild decks are always that great in this format, so I don't really want to pick this up the first pick. Cards in this pack that are first pickable. Storm Rider, very reasonable, 2/2 for 3 with flight that can revert something. Guardian Gralk, just a really great top-end bomb, 6 cost, flight, pay 2, exhaust 2 troops you control, exhaust target troops, so it kills your opponent's kind of soft removal. Galleon Spearclift is good, but I don't think it's quite first pickable. Web Scribe could possibly be first pickable, 1/3 for 2, that when you gain a charge, an opposing troop loses 2 power until your next turn. But I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and first pick this Chastise here. Just like really good quality removal, kills a lot of the bombs in the format that you care about, so pretty happy just like pick this up right off the bat here. Pick 2. None of the uncommons in this pack are really very good at all. Callous Carver is like okay. It's a 1/5 for 4 that when it diligences it gets +4 power and life drain permanently. I don't think that's particularly great. Razor Edge Duelist is a card that I'm pretty happy to play in most of my Diamond decks, so probably going to end up picking that up. Battle Scrivener is a little bit awkward. It often can't attack in, so a lot of times you have a hard time triggering the Diligence, and I think like being a 1/4 is worse than being a 2/4 in this format on average. I could be aggressive and start picking up Talonkeep Watchers. I actually don't hate that. Maybe I'll try that this time, because there's always drafts where like we see multiple of these go around and we don't pick them up, and then we're like, man, if we would have just like drafted all the Talonkeep Watchers, we'd be like super well off right now. So this could be a little aggressive picking this up, pick 2, and like maybe we'll regret that. But if we get like even 2 more between, we basically have 2 entire packs to find more of them. So let's give that a go. Just like pack 1, pick 1, common, pack 1, pick 2, second common. This format's great. Sacred Stance is a very powerful start to the Conscript deck. Whenever you conscript a troops in your hand and you control, get +1/+1 permanently. I think the best card objectively in this pack is the Shackling Strands, but I don't know that I want to move into Diamond or Sapphire just yet. Taking the Sapphire card out of this pack still passes a Web Scribe to the person I'm passing to, so that sends the message that Sapphire is still possibly open. The Galleon Spearcliff is probably the most playable Diamond card in this pack, and it's reasonable. It doesn't commit us to a second shard type, so I'm going to go ahead and pick the Spearcliff up, I think. Sort these by cost. Again, there's another Sacred Stance. So if we would have picked up the last one, we could have committed into doing this, but I always feel like this is a huge risk, because like you could just like not see Conscript cards, you only have like a pack and a half to get them. Skyspire Scholar is one of the only good Sapphire cards in this pack, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick up the Galleon Spearcliff again. A lot of the times Ruby ends up being fairly open in this format, and having 2 cards that produce Valors is a good start into like a Diamond Ruby Valor deck. This pack. Playable Diamond cards in here are Storm Rider and Vanquish. Tale of Compassion is like medium playable in an Ada deck, and if we're in Diamond, we're probably playing Ada in this format. I think I want to pick up the Storm Rider, though. We're a little light on removal, but usually you can get a Vanquish late, and playing more than like 1 to 2 Vanquish can get a little clunky. There isn't anything in this pack that's like, oh, this is a bomb and it's worth moving into a second shard for, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick up the Storm Rider. This is feeling like a draft we're going to like sample cards from other shards and packs that don't have good Diamond cards, and we'll probably not commit to the second shard until the second pack. Want to kind of get a feel for what people are passing. I feel like we're cutting Diamond reasonably out of these packs, so we should get strong Diamond in the next pack as well, and probably just have like a second shard as a splash color. And this is a pack where we could kind of start to sample here. What does Weeping Banshee do? Gets +1/+1 for every other socketed card you control and in your crypt. Huh. The only diamond card in here is Friar Tusk, and I don't think this card is particularly good. I could pick up Boisterous Ballad. It conscripts an Ardent Troop with cost 2, and the created troop gets speed. I think this card's super reasonable out of Ruby, so yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. This is not a commitment to Ruby by any means, but it's okay. Wow. Wow, Diamond must be really open that people are passing to me from. This card, playables abound in this pack. Shadowblade Slicer is really good. Blood card, Eager Lackey is one of the better wild cards in this set, and then we have Stormrider and Chastise, which we both already drafted, on top of an Outflank and a Surging Engineer. I don't think we're committed to Ruby, so I definitely don't want that, and I think even if we were committed to Ruby, the Chastise is still better. Getting kind of punished for having pack 1, pick 2, this Talon Keep Watcher like we said we might, but we still have a whole other pack to go, so maybe it'll work out. And I actually still have an 8th pick here, so we might see a Talon Keep Watcher in this next pack. If we do, we're probably snaking it unless it has removal or like some kind of Ruby Bomb in it. One of the cards I really like in the Ruby Diamond archetype is the Fire Gemsoul, the 5-cost socketed card that creates a Blackfire Sorcerer. You can put the Flight Gem in it. Wow, this pack is strange. This is where, like, I guess we're not really making a choice here. The two best cards in this pack are the two uncommons here, the Flamethorn Archer and the Webborn Apostate. And the fact that Apostate, everyone has picked a card out of this pack. So unless this pack was insane, it means the Webborn Apostate Sapphire could likely be open. I think I'm going to take the Apostate just because it's the more powerful card than the Flamethrower Archer, but, you know, I don't... And this is our original pack, and the Grelk came back around here, so... Yeah, I guess I'm just taking the Grelk, and we're just gonna, like, move into Sapphire Diamond Idiots. It's like, what, six days of draft, 4 days of Sapphire Diamond Idiots? Maybe after people see me draft and see me do well with Sapphire Diamond Idiots, I'll stop getting past all of the cards for this archetype every draft. I think this is one of the better archetypes in the format. I've played one Sapphire's Favor last time in one of the previous drafts this week, and it actually wasn't terrible in the games. Like, gaining 2 charges to, like, put your Ada power ahead of curve is kind of reasonable. Stunning opposing troops is okay, and you randomly counter action sometimes. I think picking this up is better than picking up the Arachnid. Playing one Favor seems fine. We're already at, like, 9 theoretical playables here, so, like, this pack has more than met its quota for what we needed to be able to do to be happy with it. I'm gonna grab the revision. I've been pretty happy with this card as a main deck card in the format. It undoes Sapphire removal, like Shackling Strands and Exhausting Webs, and it undoes Combat Tricks, so I've been main decking one of those. I'm pretty happy with it. None of these cards are particularly exciting in here. I don't think I've ever played a Verdict of the Ancient Kings in this format. I guess I'm going to grab the Rock Slider because I think it's objectively the best card here. Wow, people, draft coins. Someone in this draft is in blood, and they did not draft these coins. So I'm going to take these coins so they don't get them. Just draft more coins, people. We are so sad we don't have any coins yet, and this pack is basically done. Grab the Zap here, in case we end up in Ruby. I just, you know, remember when we picked between the Chastise and the Storm Rider, and then the Storm Rider wheeled? This is why I'm always drafting Diamond decks, because I'm getting Storm Rider's 15th pick. The 15th pick Storm Rider. I can't, a baby don't hurt me no more. Bombs? Alright, so this pack's actually very good for us. This pack's actually just very good in general. Prince Saka, not particularly playable unlimited. Fun Fen Mythic though. Strangle, premium blood removal. Decree of Banishing, premium diamond removal. We've got a Talon Keep Watcher we would love for us to wheel. Cloudbounder is a fantastic card. We're a little bit light on 2-drops to mobilize this out in turn 3 consistently in this deck, but very powerful. Another Storm Rider, which is excellent. Outflank is diamond. So I'm pretty sure I want the Decree of Banishing just for like the unconditional removal in this pack. And then hopefully the Watcher, the Bounder, or the Storm Rider wheel back around to us. The fact that we got a Storm Rider 15th pick last pack makes me think at least that's going to make it around. It's been a while since I've gotten to draft one of these, but Consult the Talons is one of the best cards in this archetype, followed closely by Astral Sight, just like all the draw 3s. This pack's also pretty reasonable for us. It's got a Wakuna Coins, and I think this is one of the few cards. This or Quality Removal are one of the few things I would pick over Wakuna Coins, and I'm definitely going to do this. The Vanquish, we also wouldn't mind if that wheels, but like 10 out of 10 taking the draw 3 here. Our curve's looking pretty good here. We've only got 2 troops in all of these 2s. We got plenty of removal. The Sapphire's Favor is kind of mediocre, so I'd like to find like some 1/4s and 1/3s to fill out the bottom end of our curve here. Got some good flyers, evasive threats here. And speaking of 2-drops to fill things out, I love the Webborn Apostate. Just like takes a charge from your opponent and gives it to you. Again, Storm Rider wheeled around late last time, so I think I'm just going to grab the Apostate here just because we want to fill out more 2-drops, and then hope the Storm Rider or the Vanquish come back around in this pack. What does this pack have going on? So we've got 3 playables in here in our shards. We've got a Skyspire Scholar, an Outflank, and a Windborn Dissension. Just based on the curve of our deck so far, I think I want the Skyspire Scholar. This card is also great because we usually play high resource counts in these decks, so you're usually getting to 6 and drawing 2 cards with this in addition to gumming up the board with it. Be interested to see if these coins come back around. Wouldn't mind if either of these 2 wheel. Pretty sure we don't want to play 2 Sapphire's Favor. We might not even want to play 1, honestly, so we definitely don't want the second. Web Scribe is just another one of those 2-drops that we're asking for. 1/3 for 2. Whenever you gain a charge, it gives the troop -2 power until your next turn. So gums up the board and reduces their whatnot. So 16 theoretical playables. I'm gonna hide the Sapphire's Favor for now, just so we can like have a more accurate count on cards that I actually like. I guess this Talon Keep Watcher is not particularly playable either in this deck. I'm actually going to go ahead and pick up the second reversion here. I board in the second one against the Wild decks and the Sapphire decks in this format a lot, just because it's nice to be able to undo their Grandfather Elk and their removal. So maybe this deck doesn't need 2 revision because we've got Storm Riders as well, but it was one of the better cards in that pack for sure. I think this card's... I really undervalued this card when I first started playing this limited format, and I think it's actually particularly good. Like 10 out of 10 playing the first one in the main deck every time, I think. Cerulean Sage is actually very good. It's a 0-3 that helps us come up the board. It's an early play, and Diligence gets +2 and Flight, so really happy to take that card out of there. So it sends the message that Sapphire is not open. This deck's actually balancing out really well. We've got 3 pieces of quality removal here. We've got 2 pieces of card draw. We've got some quality bombs. This is actually kind of a tough pick. Do I want a Skyspire Scholar or a Vanquish? I think I actually want the Skyspire Scholar, because usually the card draw is better than the extra removal, especially Vanquish is kind of awkward removal at times. You already have 3 pieces of removal, and this is like pseudo removal. This is definitely not coming back around. I feel like we saw a Vanquish earlier that could wheel, though, possibly too. So hopefully one of those ones is going to come back around. I'm going to hide this Talon Keep Watcher. I think this is the pack that potentially had the Vanquish, and it looks like it's gone now. Yeah, this is 9 cards, so this was our original pack. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Storm Rider here. Storm Rider's actually really good with Skyspire Scholar, too, which is another reason to pick up the Scholar, because you can use your Storm Rider to revert your Skyspire Scholar. So this basically says pay 7, draw 2 cards, which the way this archetype usually plays out in this limited format, that's a playable card. Just like, if my 2/2 flyer for 3 has the line of text pay 7, draw 2, like, probably going to want to use that. And we got, oh geez, this is the pack that had the coins in the mix. I'm pretty sure we just want the coins here. Yeah, it's like, we're going to have more than enough playables between this pack and the next one, and I think with 3 pieces of removal, plus this Grelk here, and like, plenty of stuff to gum up the board, upgrading one of our shards into a coin is just like the biggest opportunity cost here. Like, we probably play the Vanquish as we draft it, but we 100% play the coins. And look at that. Another Vanquish came around. I'd have been so sad if we picked up that last Vanquish and then, instead of this coins, then got past another one. Because we probably don't have room for 2 Vanquish in this deck, but we definitely have room for the first one. I think I'm going to pick up the Outflank here. Just like a playable combat trick. Target troop you control gets +2/+4 mobilized, so you can play it just for 1 resource. That's like the 19th playable card, so I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't make the final cut, because I think I like it less than everything else we have right now, but it's there in case pack 3 isn't very good to us. I don't know if I'm ever going to board up to 3 reversion, but like, maybe if someone has like multiple Shackling Strands, like 2+. I also have 3 Storm Riders though, so like 1 revision, 3 Storm Riders is probably fine. Just the fact that this card is quick is just, like, so huge. Stalagamage, best card in the pack. Mostly just filling up the reserves here with Chafe at this point. Tusk is a fine playable card. Board this in against the Dreadlink deck, just like a 2/3 life drain for 4. Let's hope to get a Silver Talon Adjudicator or some kind of on-shard bomb for this last one. Last pack here. What do we have? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? So this is technically on color, and it's kind of a bomb. It's a 3/5 flight for 5. Whenever an Underworld troop enters play under your control, you bury the top card of your opponent's deck for every Underworld troop you have. I don't think that's actually particularly good. I guess we don't have any 3/5s in our deck. How many Underworld troops do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is a 3/5 flight for 5 worth playing in this deck? I don't actually know that it is. There's nothing else in this pack that I'm particularly excited to draft, though. So I think I'm going to grab it and throw it in the reserves for now, but I'm not 100% sure that we're going to play it. Shame there wasn't like a piece of quality removal, like a Bring to Justice or something like that in there, to make worth picking over the rare. This pack's got a few things going on in it. There's Twilight Reverent and Ruthless Intimidator Puke Troll. Like, all of these are fantastic uncommons if you're in those shards already. Murder Trick Driver is a quality uncommon. Cards that we're interested in drafting for this deck are the Jet Cadet as a 2/1 flight for 2, and the Sapper's Wallbuster, just like another removal spell / reach. I'm pretty sure I want the Jet Cadet. I'm rarely sad to go Jet Cadet on 2, into Storm Rider on 3, into, you know, Galleon Spearcliff on 4 in this deck. Just like, when you play 2 power flyers, and actually we have a Cerulean Sage too, so like, any game where you like go Sage, Cadet, Rider, Spearcliff, like just 1, 2, 3, 4 up the curve, your opponent's rarely going to be able to keep up. They just like won't have that much removal for your evasive threats. And then our few pieces of removal like Chastise and Decree of Banishing can keep their flying threats out of the air. So, this pack doesn't have anything particularly exciting in it for us either. I'm gonna draft this Twilight Reverent on the off chance the other one comes back around, and like, maybe we'll try and be cute and splash 2 Twilight Reverents off the Necropolis coins and a couple of blood shards in this deck. It could be sweet. I haven't splashed 3rd colors before, but like 2 Twilight Reverents is something that would be worth splashing for probably. So I actually think Lamify is really good in this format. Reverts target troop and transforms it into a 2/2. So again, we're often racing people in the air in this archetype. So if they have like one giant guy that's like racing you, or one giant guy that's blocking your guys in the air, you just like, alright, turn it into a llama. Keep attacking you. So we need one more playable theoretically in here. The curve of this deck is low enough that I'm pretty happy to play 18 resources, I think. When I get enough 5s and 6s in the Sapphire Diamond Flyers archetype, I'll often play 19, but I feel like we have enough 2s and 3s that like we can get away with 18 in this deck easily. Yep, nothing particularly exciting in here. I'm going to cut this Fire in the Hole since it's one of the best Ruby cards in the pack. Man, I'm so salty that we're like, yeah, you know what? We're going to like aggressively grab all the Watchers this time for the first time ever, and then just like get one. That's never going to happen again. Never, ever, ever. This pack, nothing I'm too excited to play. I think this Lost in Time, there's actually kind of a shortage of removal that works a quick action, and while this is technically card disadvantage, when you're undoing your opponent's combat trick, it's kind of worthwhile, so I think I'm going to pick this up for the board, so that way, so if we're playing it someone that's a lot of combat tricks, we can play it, plus the art is fantastic. Tatina Vetrova drew that one. It's very, very nice. This pack, there's 2 different things that catch my eye. The first is the Shock Duster here. It's just like a reasonable combat trick and a 2-drop. But we already have 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we only have 4. We have 5 with the Cerulean Sage. I actually really like the Veiled Lurker in this deck. I think this card's just like good in general in this format. The board states tend to gum up a lot, and then Veiled Lurker could just like sit there and beat your opponent to death while the board state is locked up. Getting the triple Sapphire can be difficult, but just like a 2/2 unblockable for 4, I think is just playable, especially in this archetype. As my children kill each other in the background, apologies. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Ashwood Firebrand out of this pack. It's just one of the best Ruby cards in this set, so if anyone's playing Ruby, they're going to be counting on that coming back around, and let's make sure that doesn't happen for them. We've got 22 playables here, so our deck is basically set. We don't have any gems to think about, so we're just going to, like, load up Ada. I guess we can think about the resources here a little bit. I only have 2 double sapphire, and they're all 6+, basically. And I have a lot of double diamonds. This is probably going to be a 10-8 resource split. I could see 9-9 being right, but I think I want to lean on diamond, just so we have double diamond for Spear Cliff and double diamond for Ada consistently. I'm just going to cut the Blazing Hammer out of this pack. Just make sure people don't get that. And I think the next pack would be the Twilight Reverend, if that's going to come back around, but it's probably not worth splashing for. You can't dead pick up 60 pounds? Come on now. They're probably closer to 50 to the 2 of them.
That's all I got, boys. That's all I got.
Dad is almost done. Alright, nothing too exciting in here. Ooh, actually, we got the Sapper's Wallbuster back. People really don't like this card in Limited, but I think it's fine. Like, it's a little clunky when you play it on 2 and play it on 3, but like in the mid to late game when it just like comes off the top. I don't know if we have room for it. There might be a world where it's better than the outflank. There might be matchups where it's better than the outflank, but the efficiency on this card effectively costing 1 is pretty real. I'm gonna take the Razor's Edge. People must not be playing Ruby in this draft, like a Firebrand and a Hammer came back around.
Hi! Do you want to say hi to the internet?
Hi! You say hi, internet?
I'm over here by the camera. Now you can say hi. Say hi, internet.
Hi.
So nice.
Alright, what are we doing here? Yep, just like picking up the dredges at the end here. Grab the altar.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, you guys want to go up? Okay. Let's go up. Can you open the door, Jay?
Yep, nothing exciting. Alright. Just clean it up, yep. So, not a whole lot to do here. Just gonna add 9 diamond, 8 sapphire, then pick 8 as the champion and go to town. As always, I appreciate everyone watching Draft Today. My name is Jeff Hoagland, and remember, there's a lot of different ways you can support my content if you're enjoying it. The first one is completely free to you, and that's make sure you hit that subscribe button there on YouTube. You can also give me a follow on my Twitch channel and on Twitter, which is all linked in the stream information, or the video information down below. You can also support my content by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon, or if you're just a Hex player that was going to buy Hex singles for Constricted anyways, there's this code over here to my right, which says Jeff5 at hexprimal.com. If you enter that code, you'll get 5% off of your order on Hex Primal, and you'll also help support my content. So I do appreciate that. As always, we'll be back tomorrow with another Draft Today, and then don't forget, tomorrow's going to be our 7th day in the week, so after that, we're going to be running a contest so you can correctly guess all of the draft records with this week deck, so you can check my blog on jeffhoagland.com for that, and I'll also tweet it out when it goes live. Thanks for hanging out, folks, and I appreciate you watching.